In this lesson, I want to teach you how to work with different flour. So we've been working a lot with white flour, strong bread flour, but now I want to show you that every flour has got this different character and they behave differently. And your fingers will feel always different when you touch different grain, different flour. So this one we're going to use is rye flour. Rye flour is, when I used to work in a bakery, I always thought, oh, I don't like it, it's really sticky. So it's a different way of handling it. So you don't get that same stretching at all. It's more like a very thick batter. So I mix it by hand. But you can make that bread very exciting. We're going to do a composition of white flour and rye flour together. And we're going to add some fruits, some caraway seed, and a bit of coffee in there as well, and make some beautiful rye bread. The flavor of those three, I'll talk to you a bit more about it after. So to make the rye bread, we're going to make a ferment, which is a blend of rye flour, water, and a tiny bit of yeast. We're going to mix it together and leave it overnight to do its job, and we'll make some dough tomorrow morning. So here we are. So you can see already the color of the rye flour. It's much darker. And this dark rye flour, you got light rye flour sometimes, it's a bit lighter, but dark rye has got that nice, you can see how crumbly it is. So what I'm going to do is get my fresh yeast in here, mix it with a bit of flour, and rub it in together. That's it. And then put our warm water into the flour. And look at the color already. Typical of rye. A grayish, amazing color. So it's mixed properly. You can see it's like a very thick paste, but there's no stretching at all. That's all, just there. See? Doesn't fall off-ish. I'm going to leave this now at room temperature or ambient overnight, covered, and then we can make some rye bread with this. Now it's time to make the rye bread. So the ferment, as you see yesterday, that thick paste has been rested for 12 hours. And now I'm going to just show you what it looks like. So here we go. So you can see that spongy effect. You can see those air pockets inside. That's fermentation. And that's smells beautiful. Very earthy, the rye. So let's have a look closely what it looks like. So see that's, because there's very little gluten in there, it doesn't stretch. But you get a nice kind of spongy, fermenty, lovely, lovely smell coming from there. Slightly beery, slightly big stout beer. Really, really nice. So I fermented in there. What I'm going to do is soften the ferment with my water. So I put warm water into my bowl. Lovely. So in here I've got all my ingredients ready. So my rye flour and white flour. The two together ready. My salt is in here, and I got fresh yeast in here. But let's start with the ferment first. I'm going to use a spoon for this one. It's much easier to mix with. If you use a mixer, use a paddle on the mixer, not a dough hook. And then blend everything together. So we dissolve that ferment, which makes it much easier when we add the flour to it. Like a very, very thick porridge. So next we'll add the flour. So actually before I do that, I'm going to blend the flour together so it's well mixed in. And I'm going to put the yeast as well, so it's much easier to do it. So again, the yeast, as usual, bit of flour, rub it in my hands. Done. And then we're going to pour this over the top. Our salt, add the salt, scatter everywhere. And then we just blend everything together. Okay, so use a wooden spoon. I mean, I hate sticky hands, so putting my hand in there is not my kind of pleasure. But if you use a wooden spoon, you can see how it mixes, and very quickly we get together. So work it hard. And what we're looking for is really blending everything really, really well together. Bit of beating, but don't expect to have a dough stretch at all. You can see it's breaking all the time. So that's completely normal. And then work with your legs, lift the dough up. You can see that structure. Sweet, plop. So now I'm going to add the sultanas into it. So I got some good sultanas. You can use sultanas, you can raisin, you can use any fruit you like, apricot if you want to. It's completely up to you. I love sultanas, the sweetness of it. This bread goes well with cheese, with salmon, terrine, pate. Goes very, very well. You can use prunes also. Some caraway seed. Caraway, amazing spice. Bring the flavor of the rye. So I put about a good teaspoon of caraway. And my secret ingredient is coffee. Now, good ground coffee goes very well with it. After a couple of days, the flavor of the coffee infuses into it. So if you don't tell anybody there's coffee in there, it's very hard to guess. When you know it's in there, you can really taste it. It's just like I use it like a spice. It's amazing. So put coffee everywhere. And then scatter all the fruits on the top. Blend everything. Look at this. So that's ready now. Everything is mixed properly. The good thing also with this, there's no resting time. We're going to put it into little tins straight away and let them prove by themselves. So let me show you that. I love little tins. They're really cute. And then they bake very fast also, about 30 minutes baking. But you can just make quite a few of them, offer them to your friends. But usually you eat 10 of them very quickly too. So we use some little tins. And this will make about 10 little ones like that. Of course, you can get a big basket, make a big one, loose. You can just choose what you want to do. 10 there. And each one will be about 140 grams. So we're going to weigh this. So I get my scales. But of course, if I just take the dough like that and put it into a tin, it will stick everywhere. So we're going to put some rye flour on it and dump this on the top of it. And just use my scraper to weigh 150 grams. Just roll it in a tiny bit of flour. I want that flour to cover the top of the loaf. It will look very nice at the end. And then put them into the tin. So my tins first, this is rye flour there. Just a bit of flour on each one. And then we're going to put some flour on the table. That should do. And I use my scraper. I know my hand's going to get sticky now. I remember in the bakery, nobody wanted to do the rye bread because we knew how sticky it was. Good. Drop a bit more flour on the top. There's no need to do any work to it. You don't have to faff around with it. Just going to use a scraper, a bit of flour on your scale, everywhere. And then cut some little lumps. You'll be amazed how heavy it is. So you don't see 140 grams is massive. This is pretty, that's 175 there. So you see, it doesn't take much dough to do the weight. A bit less, that's good. And the only thing you do with this is just a gentle roll out. That's all you is. There's no top, no bottom, it doesn't matter. Roll a bit of flour around it. And then gently into the tin, that's all. In Brittany, where I come from, we used to make rye bread, 100% rye bread, in a massive big basket. And I used to prove for hours and hours and hours, a sourdough version, very sour, beautiful taste, with very dense texture. And that bread will last 2 or 3 weeks all the time. It's amazing, amazing bread. I read a story, the Roquefort cheese was started, the mold in the Roquefort cheese and some blue cheese is made from a rye bread, which is partly baked and put in a cave. So the mold in a cave grows on the bread and they use that mold to go into the cheese. So it's very, very fertile flour. The last one. So now I'm going to cover them, put them on the side, let them proof about an hour and a half. Again, depending on how warm your kitchen is. So it's time to bake our rye bread now. So look at it. Do you remember when we put them, they were flat with the tin? So now they're just risen quite nicely. So let's have a look. Look at those babies. Beautiful. Nice, nice, nice. So I'm going to put them in the oven now. I'm going to start at 230, quite high temperature. Steam with it, and then we'll turn down the oven after 5 minutes to 210 to bake them. Let's go. So good steam in our oven. Here we go. 230, then we turn it down after that. Look at this. A little rye bread. Steaming hot from the oven. So what I'm going to do is recap quickly what we've done, and then after 1 or 2 minutes, I can just take them off the tin a little bit to let them dry. If you leave them in the tin, what's happened? They get a bit soggy underneath. There's condensation forming. So I just want to let them dry a little bit. So what we've learned with this lesson is using a different flour, very sticky, the rye, dark rye, but full of flavor, packed with a sultanas, coffee, and caraway seeds. So the smell is just incredible. We make small, tiny loaf with this, but of course you can make larger loaf. And they take about 30 minutes in the oven. So when we put in the oven, we put steam with it, good steam, and we bake them for 5 minutes at 230. And then we drop the oven down to 210 for the rest of the time. So check your oven, because every oven is slightly different. We use fan oven, so if you use static oven, it might be a bit different. But that's what you're looking for. You don't want them to be too dark, just like that. Smell glorious. And the good thing with this, after a couple of days, the flavor infuses even more. So you can really get the coffee flavor mixing with the rice. So I hope you enjoy this. I do. Et voilà, a little rye bread, or pain de seigle, as we say in France.